will start up the session. So in the last session, right, we had covered up the installation again. So it was a repetition of the installation. Plus, we had covered the Kubernetes resetting, right? Resetting of the Kubernetes clusters, right? So what is the benefit of Kubernetes resetting and all, like we learned in the last session, right? So in today's topic, right, what we will do, we will cover up a few basic things, like okay, today is a day 4 session. So what we will do, so yeah, I think I've already written Kubernetes cluster upgrade. That's what it's a small topic, and Kubernetes token actually. Okay. If time permits, we will start with the Kubernetes objects actually, but I don't think so we'll be able to cover today because we will try to finish it off this in 45 minutes to 1 hour. Kubernetes object is a big topic. We might need half an hour. After the Kubernetes object, right, we have to start with the introduction of pods. Introduction of pods. So after the introduction of pods, we have to even learn about the creation of the pods, creation of the pods, or before the after the introduction of the pods, we have to understand about the namespaces, and then we will learn about various other things like replica set, replica controller, and deployment services like that. There are many things are there. So actually, what I'm trying to tell you is that our Kubernetes actually, it will start from the introduction of the pods itself. From here, the actual Kubernetes starts. So still we have not yet started anything on Kubernetes. That's what we have to understand. Okay. So now what is actually the Kubernetes upgrade? What is the meaning of upgrade? Means why we have to do the upgrade actually. See, basically what happened, right? Many times what happened, right? When you are working as a Kubernetes administrator or Kubernetes, under the Kubernetes project, when you're working, there might be a requirements comes in where you have to upgrade your cluster version, upgrade your Kubernetes cluster version. Like for example, if your Kubernetes is having a version v 1.18.2 something, and what happened, like after some point of time, like you will get some upgrade version of v 1.18.6 actually, right? So you are getting some version. So this version v 1.8.6, 18.6, it might have some bug fixes which was there in this version. This version might have some new enhancement features which is required for the clients. So hence what is happening, right? You have to upgrade your cluster into the latest version or whatever the versions which a client is required. So what, why we are doing the upgrade? See, it's not only here, even many times we do, right? In our phone also we do, on we do our software upgrade, we do our app upgrade, and we even in our system also we do a lot of upgrades in your systems, right? Why we do the upgrade? Because we have to get a lot of new features with an upgrade, as well as what is happening that you might be having a lot of issues with the previous versions. It could be some kind of a bug which is already there in that current running version. So what they will do, when they're giving some higher version, when they release some higher version, they might give a fix for that bug actually. So that's the reason we have to go with the upgrading actually. And this is very, very important because this is also one of the interview questions. They will ask you very straightly that have you did the Kubernetes upgrade? Like when you're working on Kubernetes, have you did the upgrades of the Kubernetes? So you will say yes, and they will ask you about what are the basic things which you follow it for doing the upgrade and all. They will ask you some few questions in that actually. Okay, so that's what. Now, if you see in the diagrammatic format actually, if you see in the diagrammatic format, so we have a Kubernetes cluster, you know very well. We have a Kubernetes cluster. This is our Kubernetes cluster. So within the Kubernetes clusters, you have nodes actually. We're having a lot of nodes. We know this very well, right? So this we call it as a master node, right? And this we call it as a worker node. We know all this very well. Worker one and worker two, right? Many times what happened, right? Along with the master, you might have one more master actually, which is like a secondary master. It's like a backup, right? We have already discussed few stuffs in the last session also. Like we are having one secondary master, right? So both these nodes, right? Both these nodes, what will happen, right? Both these nodes, they will what happened, right? Both these nodes will be added to a load balancer. Basically, you have a kind of a load balancer. You have a load balancer, and where both these masters will be added to the load balancer. This we know very well. Now, yeah, you have a masters, you have more than one master, and you have worker nodes also, right? Now, here what is happening is that there is a the version which is currently running might be 1.18.2, and there's a requirement that you need to update to 1.18.6. That is our requirement. So this we call it, sorry, this we call it as a what? Kubernetes upgrade. Actually, you need to do a Kubernetes cluster upgrade. So we know very well that in every node or in every server in the Kubernetes cluster, we have a components like kubeadm, kubectl, and kubelet. So these are the major components, right? The same component will be there even the other master or secondary master. The same component we have even installed in the worker nodes also, right? So when we say we have to do an upgrade, basically we are upgrading this components like kubeadm, kubectl, and kubelet. These are the components which we are upgrading from this version to this version, like from 18.2, 1.18.2 to 1.18.6. That's what we are upgrading, right? Now, whenever you are upgrading, we know very well always whenever you upgrade, before you start upgrading, you have to take some kind of a backups, right? Because without a backup, suppose you try to do an upgrade and if the upgrade fails, maybe right it might corrupt the whole, the whole software layer itself, or it might not work properly. So in that case, what happened, right? Whatever you have to the backup of your software, you will restore it back so that it will work normally as it was working before. Correct? So that's what we do it, right? So whenever we are doing whenever we do an upgrade, firstly what we have to do that we have to take a backup. So we know that what are the backups you have to take. Now the backups are something, right? You have to take a backup of what are the backups you have to do. Before you start the upgrade, you need to take up take the backups. What are those backups? First backup is that under the etc kubernetes, the manifest file is the right that you need to take a backup first. Or else you can say that, okay, Rajesh, under the etc kubernetes, whatever the files we have, the configuration files, that all the configuration files will be taken as a backup. Okay, that is one thing. Secondly, apart from this, what are the other things you will take? Like for example, slash var lib kubernetes, sorry, slash var lib etcd, your etcd database, right? So that is there under slash var lib etcd, right? That etcd, the whole directory, will be taking it as a backup. So again, why we are taking the backup, you know very well that whenever you're doing an upgrade, before you do an upgrade, you have to take a backup of your complete Kubernetes, Kubernetes important files. So again, why we are taking a backup? Suppose during an upgrade, if the node goes down or if the system get corrupted or something happens, you can restore this file so that your Kubernetes can start working. That's what. Now we know very well that whenever we are doing an upgrade, because this is the whole Kubernetes cluster, right? This is the whole Kubernetes cluster. This is the whole Kubernetes cluster. And whenever you know that whenever we are doing an upgrade, we never do an upgrade of all this machine at the same time, right? We never do it like that. We always do one by one. We always do one by one. Means that first we will do with this master. Once this upgrade is successfully completed, then we'll go with the secondary master, right? Once this is completed, then we are confident enough to say that okay, both these masters are upgraded. Now you can go with the worker 1, worker 2, worker 3, worker 4, and so on. So like that, one by one you have to start upgrade. You should not upgrade everything at the same point of time. So that we shouldn't do it actually. It is kind of a rolling upgrade, we say, right? One after the other. Once this is upgraded, completed, it gets successes, then you have to go with the next machine. That's how the rule is actually. So the first is that before you take a backup, sorry, before you do a upgrade, you have to take a backup of the files, important files. What are these files? These are the files. So this is what you have to tell in the interview, that before I do go with upgrade, I have to take a backup of all the important files. So one is the manifest file or the configuration file, we can say, and other is your HCD, which is nothing but your database. HCD is nothing but your database. The main important, one of the important component of your Kubernetes is nothing but your database, HCD database, etcd database, correct? Now, and the second is that always you have to do a rolling upgrade, one after the other, correct? Now, whenever there are some few things are there which you have to always remember, that whenever we are doing an upgrade actually, you know that in the master node, let me write it down. In the master, you have the Kubernetes components running as a pod, right? Pods, right? So what are those components? You know that it is Kubernetes controller, API server, what is it? Kubernetes scheduler, as well as you know that we are even having a network pod also. Network pods, which is nothing but in our case we have deployed or we have installed the wave network actually, right? So this all this Kubernetes master components, this will be running as a pod here, as a pod here. It will be running as a pod here. So we will very soon will come across with what is a pod. But right now we think that pod is nothing but it is a layer. Okay, it is nothing but it's a boundary, and within that boundary or inside the pod there will be a running container. There will always be a container which will be running. That's what you can understand as of now. So very soon we'll be discussing about the pod also by next, in the next session we'll be understanding it. So all these components, let it be controller, API server, or Kubernetes scheduler, or network pod, and many other are there, all will be running in the running container. So before we start the upgrade, this machine, either master or any of the worker node, it has to be into the drain mode. We have to push into the drain mode. Sorry, we have to make it into the drain mode. Drain mode in sense, what it by drain mode means? Drain mode means you are not allowing any new work to come into that server. Already the existing pods will be keep running. That will not get disturbed. If there is any new work will be coming, that will not be supported when it is in a drain mode. It means that first, before you start upgrading your system, you have to make sure that you have to take your machine or that node into a drain mode, and then you start upgrading the cluster actually. So that's what I said, that you should always. So what are the components? These are the three components which are majorly upgrading from this version to this version. That is one point. So I have to first take into the drain mode. What is the second point? The second point, important point, is that actually that you can only upgrade the minor version of the Kubernetes, not major, not the major, not the major. It means that you cannot upgrade the major version. Okay, only you can do a minor version upgrade. Like for example, same example. Like I have a currently v1.18.2. I can upgrade to v1.18.6. If suppose there is some other version comes like v1.19.0, v1.19.2, any versions. So what you are doing here? Here you're basically, I think I missed it. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Basically what I'm doing, I am doing a minor upgrade, like from 18.2 to 18.6, and even I can able to upgrade from 18 to the 19. Suppose assume that you are having v1.18.2, 2, right? And suppose tomorrow v 2.0 will come. So your question is that, Rajesh, can I upgrade from v 1.18 to v 2.0? No, you cannot do, because here this is a major version. See, this is what it starts with the one dot, but here it starts with the two actually. You cannot do an upgrade from the major version, only the minor version. Like it should be in a series of one only, sir. It should be in series of one only, like that. So suppose you say that, Rajesh, I'm having V 1.18.8.2, but I have to upgrade to V 120, means actually you need to reinstall all these components. There is no way of upgrading it. You have to uninstall these components, reinstall freshly 2.0 or 2 or whatever the version is there, the major version we have to install, and then set up the Kubernetes cluster, right? So this is one of the important interview questions they will ask you. What kind of a upgrade you can do? You have to say we can only upgrade the minor version, not the major version. Like that you have to tell. Okay, sir. Any doubts you have? Any doubts? No, right?
No, Rajesh.
Okay, fine. So that's what, this is one of the important things. And uh, after
Rajesh,
this,
one thing.
yeah,
For the major upgrades,
yeah,
every
uh,
component we have to install the next package, then
yes,
version 2,
yes,
then
yes, version
like
2.
it will be like a fresh installation kind of.
Yes, it is a kind of a fresh installation. Correct. Correct. You're
Okay,
right.
okay,
Yes,
I got it. Thank you.
that's one. Yeah. So that is one thing. And
Rajesh,
so,
one question.
yes, sir.
So we are doing so for minor version, for suppose the same V1 only. So 19.2, 19.3 we
Hmm.
can do same V1.
Yeah, yeah, we can do. That's what. Here, what happened? Major version is not getting changed, sir. One is there. Minor version from 18.2 to 18.6, or even 19.0, 19.2, 19.6, or even V 1.20.0. Like suppose you have V 1.20.0.
No, my question is from V. For suppose we have example, we have version 18.6. Can we upgrade to 19.1 or 19.2 the same V1?
Yeah, yeah, we can upgrade. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, we can do, but not the major. V1 to V2 we cannot do it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Upgrade you cannot do it actually. That is, it will not allow actually. Basically, it not allow.
okay.
Okay,
Got it.
that is okay. So okay, fine, sir. Now that is one thing. And what is happening? That one more point I want to tell you here, that now whenever you are doing an upgrade, actually, whenever you are doing an upgrade, okay. Now what happened during the upgrade? Assume that these nodes get down, or maybe like the upgrade got, it didn't successfully, it didn't successfully went off. So there was some failure while doing upgrade. There is no chance of rolling back actually. So what is it? What I have to say that during the upgrade. Sorry, I think I have to. During the upgrade, suppose the node goes down, or the upgrade didn't go successfully, then you need to forcibly upgrade it. Upgrade it. There is no rollback when it comes to upgrade in Kubernetes. This is very important. This also they will ask in an interview. Maybe sometime they might ask you like, suppose what happens, sir, if your if the no upgrade is not went properly, then I would say that I have to use hyphen F force, hyphen F option, or hyphen F and force option. I have to again do it, so that the upgrade goes on, goes reinitiated again, and then I have to wait till the upgrade completes. So there's no rollback actually. So it means that actually you say that okay, Rajesh, V 1.18.2 is there. Now I'm upgrading to V 1.18.6 actually. So during that process, maybe like there might be some set of files which has been keep upgraded in V 1.18.6. Now the upgrade got failed actually. So can I roll back to V 1.8.2? No, there is no rollback option. Kubernetes doesn't provide any rollback, so that you go back to the previous version. Or else, if you want to really go back to the previous version, we know very well that we have took all this as a backup. So what you have to do, that you have to just go and replace these files in this server, in this master node. So once you replace it, again it come back to the normal position. Then again you can restart the Kubernetes and you can run it actually. That's what it is. Okay. And one more thing, what Kubernetes says actually, that Kubernetes says that even you are taking a backup before you start, you're taking a backup, that is fine. But Kubernetes says that actually you need not to even take a backup also. Why? Because it said that when I am doing a cluster upgrade, actually, I myself will take a backup of all these files before I start with the upgrade. So Kubernetes itself will say actually, Kubernetes itself guarantees to you that Kubernetes itself, sorry. So what Kubernetes guarantees? Kubernetes itself guarantee that it takes up the backup, it takes the backup, takes the backup of all the files before it starts the upgrade. So what it means actually, that actually, so it says that Rajesh, whatever the etc Kubernetes manifest file or whatever the configuration files or even the HCD, all these things, what it says that I will take under the directory itself, under the temp, and it saves all these files with the date and time, with the current date and time format. It saves as a backup actually. Okay, it saves as a backup. So that is one thing. Okay, so it means that before it goes with the upgrade, it itself will take a backup of all these important configuration files and everything under the temp directory with the help of the date and time. So it will just add on the date and time stamp along with these files actually, along with these files before it goes with upgrade. Because tomorrow again, as I said, sorry, again what I said, like if it fails actually, you can still restore back all those files. But it is always a good practice that you take a backup instead of you believing it on Kubernetes. I mean, Kubernetes will definitely take a backup, but okay, got crashed actually. Then even these files and all will also get crashed, right? You won't be able to get, right. So in that case, what you will do? So you need to believe on you what you took the backup, right? Rather than Kubernetes, it itself will take. So better you take it. This is also one of the important thing which they ask in interview. Okay, that is one thing. Second, what is happening is that actually, suppose your HCD, the database, right? If it is outside your Kubernetes cluster, it means that you are maintaining a separate node actually, where you have installed or configured the etcd database. Then in that case, you need not to take any backup of these things because it is any outside the cluster, right? So in that case, what is happening, that you need not to worry that much. Whereas these components will upgrade, etcd we need not to get upgraded or need not to take a backup of anything. So in that case, what happened, right? Your upgrade will be little faster because you're not doing any backupping of the database, will not be taken care of everything because it is externally be is there outside your Kubernetes cluster. So this is also one of the important point. Some people might ask some intro questions, they might ask one simple question. For example, they might say that, Rajesh, you have to take a backup. Okay, you might be taking your backup of all these files in your hard drive or in your some of the disk, right? Okay, fine. But I have to take a backup of all these files, right? Under the some shared drive. Suppose I have an NFS shared drive is there, or I have a SCSI shared drive is there, like that, or I have an FTP drive is there. So what you can do, sir, you can better what happened, right? Whatever you have a shared drive, right? You have your shared drive, right? That shared drive, you can actually the whole drive you can mount under the temp directory here, under the temp directory, like that. Under the temp directory, you can mount it. So because it's a shared drive, right? You can mount on temp drive. It means that what Kubernetes will do, Kubernetes, what is happening, that before it takes a backup, it will try. Sorry, before it goes for the upgrade, it will try to take up all this backup under the temp, right? With the date and format, right? So when it is trying to save into a temp, basically where it is getting saved, it is saying getting saved in your shared drive, in your NFS drive or in your FTP drive or in your iSCSI drive, whichever the external drive is there, right? There it is getting saved actually. So in that case, what is happening, that you are externally maintaining with the help of an NFS, you are externally maintaining all the data in your shared drive. So this is also one of the interview question they might ask. How you do it? You can tell like this: I have an NFS shared drive. I can mount it to the temp directory, and I know that before the Kubernetes upgrade it takes place, right? Kubernetes itself will try to take a backup of all this manifest file, etcd file under the temp. So once we have mounted the disk, it means that you are writing whatever the file you are writing down to the temp, it will be actually written into a shared drive. So in that case, what happened, right? You are maintaining the whole data into your shared file. So this is also one of the interview questions. Some person might ask you this question also. Okay, sir. So, and as I said always that whenever you get into, before you start the upgrade, you have to always get into the drain mode. So we will see how to get into a drain mode and all that we will see it. Yes, one more important thing I want to tell you, very, very important thing, like in the master node, in a master node, basically what happened, right? Under the master node, you have installed even the certificates actually, which we call it as a CA certificates. Okay, during the upgrade, even the CA certificates will also get installed. It will also get upgraded. Even CA certificates will also get upgraded. This is very important, sir. Okay, so assume that, so this is a default certificate which will always be there in your in your master node actually. Assume that while deploying the whole Kubernetes cluster, that means that I'm installing the whole kubeadm. During the installation phase, what happened, right? You can even install your customized CA certificate. Means you will say that no, Rajesh, I don't want to go with the certificate which is provided by the Kubernetes. I want to have my own certificate. So basically, in many of the companies, right, when they are set upping the whole Kubernetes, right, they will not go with the default certificate which is provided by the Google. They'll say, why we have to believe the Google certificate? I have my own certificate. So I need to install it. So what they will do, right? Most of the companies, what they'll do, they will install their own customized certificate into the master node as well as in the worker node for the communication purpose. Okay. So you know that when the upgrade is going on, if you have installed your customized certificate, then you have to manually upgrade the certificate. So your Kubernetes upgrade will not do it. So whereas if you are using a default certificate which is provided by the Google itself, then the Kubernetes upgrade will take care of even upgrading the certificate also. So certificate, when it comes, when the default certificate, you need not to worry, auto upgrade will happen. Whereas the customer certificate, auto upgrade will not happen. So this is very, very important point which you have to keep in your mind. Okay. So that is one thing. So these are the some of the key factors which I have been telling you during the upgrade. So this is what you have to tell if anyone asks you very clearly. And these are the only three components which will be upgraded. That's all. Okay. And also you know that now that after you install the whole Kubernetes, you know that even you are installing the network pod also. You are installing in the Weave network also. Even Weave network also will not be upgraded, or the networking also will not be upgraded. The networking also, the networks will also, network pods you have to say, or networks model, or networks models or pod will not be upgraded, during, will not be upgraded. So you need to manually upgrade it to the higher version. Okay, sir. So this is what, sir, some of the key important points which I have to discuss with you guys. Is it clear till here?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, as much as covered. So this whatever 4-5 points which I told you now, right? So you cannot upgrade from major, from the, you cannot upgrade the major version, only the minor version you have to upgrade, and you have to take up all the backup of these files. What are those files you have to remember? And also, like by default, Kubernetes itself will take a backup of everything under the temp directory, right? And also, like before you go to the upgrade, you have to make that node into the drain mode, so that whatever the running pods are there, that will not get disturbed. So these things and all, you have to tell it very quickly if they ask any question on upgrade. Just put forth all this point upfront, and also you have to talk about the certificates. The default certificate, what it comes, that will get upgraded, whereas the customized certificate will not get upgraded. Similarly, networking pod will not be upgraded. We ourselves have to upgrade it manually to the higher version. Like that, you have to tell it. If you tell all those things, they'll know that actually you have did the upgrade. Actually, it's a very clear indication for the person that, oh, okay, this fellow has did the upgrade. Okay, so this is what the theoretical part which I told you. Okay, let me do one thing, sir. Let me log into my servers. Actually, I think yeah, I have a master node. Okay, so okay, it looks very simple, sir. This whatever I said, right? It seems to be very simple for you guys. But what happened that you need to remember all these things. That's what the main point. You have to remember all these things. Means remember in sense that you once you do a practice of something, right, then you will be able to remember everything. Or else you'll forget it everything. Whatever we discuss, right? We might forget in 2 days. So I'm logging into the servers. So we know very well like how we have logging into the server. This is the master node, actually, right? So I'll switch to the super user, and then this is the master node. So master is the node, and if I execute the kubectl get nodes or get nodes, you could see that master and worker nodes are available. Similarly, I can log into this worker node also. Okay, what is the IP address? Public. This is the public IP address. Log into the server. I will log in as a Ubuntu. In the last session, we had discussed all these things. So I'll go to the appearance, change the font size, go to the colors, do a background setting, or you can even set it to different colors also. Later, I will show you how to set to the different colors and pointing to your PPK file, auth. So you have to click on auth and then browse it and just select the PPK file and say open. Okay, so here I have logged into the, so you need to basically switch to the super user root. Okay, so here the worker nodes are there. So now I don't think, okay, let me don't think, let me uh, reset it everything. kubeadm reset. Here also I'll do a kubeadm reset. Okay, let me do it. So I'm just resetting it, sir. Okay. So you're resetting it. Okay, from the beginning, freshly I'm doing it. So I think qubit this, yeah, it'll take a time. So yes, reset happens. So if I execute the kubectl get nodes, nothing would come, right? Because there's no pods are running. So here also this is done. So what I have to do, you know very well, kubeadm init, right? You have to initialize it. I have to initialize it. Okay, you have to initialize it. Yes. Now you know very well that the control plane or Kubernetes master has been successfully initialized, and you have to execute these steps here. You have been seeing from last 2 to 3 sessions the same thing, right? And then you have to even run this, and even you have to export it. Now, whereas when it comes to join, kubeadm join, this better you make a note of in your notepad, right? And then I'll do a, okay. Now, so after doing the kubeadm, you know very well that I have to install the some kind of a networking, right? So I'll say kubectl Vive network. So we'll go to the Vive network, and there is a step you have to just copy this one, kubectl apply -f, and just run over in your master node. This we have seen in the last session also. So here you could see that you have installed the networking stuff actually. So basically you will get some networking pods running over here. And now what is happening once you're doing it, you could see that if you do execute the command kubectl get node, now you could see that the master is in a ready state actually. If you not install the networking, this will not come in a ready state. So it is also one of the troubleshooting. You might see that sometime it will not be in ready state at all. So it will be under the non-ready, it will be there. So in that case, you will make out that, okay, networking is not there. So you have to install the networking model. So for that, you have to run this command. Okay, so here I'm choosing the Weave network. You can even choose any of the Calico or many other networking models are there. You can select any one, no problem. So in the worker node, you know that I have to run this join command, right? Kubeadm join command. So just simply copy this. So till here we know very well. So here, see, we are trying to execute the kubeadm join. So it will get added to your node, I mean to the master node. So again, you do a kubectl get node. Now you could see that the worker has come into the ready state, right? And you could see here that my version, Kubernetes version is v1.20.3. I think this is the latest version, sir, which is available now. Okay, so maybe in the December, I think already it is. It's already new version has already released. V1.23 itself. I think it's a new version. It was earlier v1.22. I think now it is v1.23 now. Actually, it has been already been upgraded now. Okay, it's already been upgraded. Okay, so now I mean I'm already having a latest. So what I can do with the upgrade? So I cannot do anything, right? So that's the reason what happened, right? While installing the Kubernetes, you can install the some version like v1.18 you can install, and then you can run all the steps for upgrading to v1.23. That you can do it as a lab access. You can do that actually. So here, what you will do, you will go to your Google and you will say that kubeadm cluster upgrade or kubectl. You can say either kubectl or upgrading the kubeadm. So if you click on this upgrading kubeadm cluster, all the first steps are you have to read it very carefully. So I've been keep telling that the Kubernetes, the documentation, right? We have to read it very well because a lot of informations are given there. So you could see that this page explain how to upgrade the Kubernetes cluster upgrade with the kubeadm, and you could see that actually where the why it means that the minor version should always be greater than the previous version, that is X actually. And here they have given very clearly upgrading kubeadm cluster from 1.21 to 22 or from 120 to 21. Here some different versions they have given it. Suppose somebody is already using 1.18 and who has to upgrade to 1.19, they can click on this and they can go through the complete step on how to upgrade from 1.18 to 1.19. Okay. Okay. Now you could see that the upgrade works was as a high level follows. First, you need to upgrade the control plane. It means that first you have to upgrade your master. Master is not but the control plane. Once you upgrade it completely, then what it says, upgrade the additional control plane. Okay, if there's an additional control plane, that one more master is that even upgrade. Next upgrade after once the primary is upgraded, then you upgrade with the secondary node or secondary master. Like that. Once this is completely upgraded, then you go ahead with upgrading your worker node. So in the interview also you have to tell the same thing, sir, like this. So before that you need to check it out. He says that there are certain things that you need to go to a release nodes, check it carefully, what are the things which are there and all. Okay, those things and all like they're given. Now when it comes to the because our system, our machine is a Ubuntu machine, right? This is our Ubuntu machine. How to check the Ubuntu machine? We can say cat etc lsb release. So if you execute this command, if you open this file, etc lsb release, you could show that your machine is a Ubuntu machine. Similarly, if you run the same command in CentOS, it will show here as a CentOS machine. Okay. So same command I can even run in our worker node. Anyhow, we know that both are Ubuntu Linux, but still, okay. See, you're able to check that your system is a Ubuntu and it is 18.04. Okay, fine. Now coming back to the documentation part. Now here it says that actually first you need to run the upgrade, sorry, update. So let us run the update here. Sudo apt get update. So let me first do the master node, then I will go with I'll go with the next node, worker node. So once we are doing here, and then you could see that okay, by running this command, right, you will be able to get apt cache madison kubeadm. By running this command, you will be able to get to know that actually which are all the versions which you are having in the kubeadm. See, the latest one is kubeadm 1.23.0. This is the latest version which is already Kubernetes is providing, and in now in my machine also 1.23 itself has been installed. So it's already I have an updated kubeadm, sir. Okay, fine. But still, suppose some people might be having 1.22. So they will know that, oh, okay, 1.23 is also there. Oh, let me update to this. So with this command, apt cache Madison and kubeadm, right? They'll be able to get to know that what are all the different versions of kubeadm we are having, right? So that is one thing. After this, so it should look like 1.23x is the latest something like they have mentioned already. So what it says that upgrading to the control plane node. So you are trying to upgrade your master node or the control plane node. So the upgrade procedure on the control node should be executed one at a time. Pick a control plane node that wish to upgrade it, and it must have etc kubernetes admin.conf. Yes, this file is already there. Now what is happening that in the upgrade, what it says that you need to in this is see this step whatever we execute now, this step is for Ubuntu, sir. Suppose your server is Red Hat or CentOS or Fedora, then you click on it, and here they have given some other command. So you need to follow these commands if your server, if your machine is CentOS. Here for this is for the Ubuntu. So I have executed already these commands. Now you come down here, it says that actually you need to run these commands. For the first control plane, please upgrade this kubeadm. Kubeadm you have to upgrade it. So similarly, you have to just run this command, sir. So install kubeadm blah blah blah. What it says actually. See, it says that one dot. So I'm already having 1.23.0. So I'm just trying to understand that okay, if suppose if there's 1.23, if there is a 1.23.6, assume that actually, or else I will just copy this command. So if I'm having this one, suppose assume that I'll have 1.6. Okay, assume just an assumption actually. So so if my system is 1.20.0 and if the latest version is 1.20, so how will do? I'll just copy this whole command and I will run like this. Of course, it will fail because that it says that actually, see, of course, it will fail that there is no command like that. But I'm just saying that. Second, see, it says that it doesn't found it. So it says that okay, it's not able to find out this version because there is no version with this 1.23.6. It's not there actually. So that's okay. So that's all. And then like you can install this, you can execute this command. If you execute command, it will show you. So right now your version is v.1.23. So that's the latest version which we are having. Fine. Okay. And after that, you have to run this command kube update plan. So it will show you actually what are the things are there, what you can upgrade to it. So here nothing is there because it is fetching. It will see if you run this command, it will show you the okay, your system is having v1.20.0, but you can install it to v1.23.6 is there because that is the latest. Like that, it will show it. But here the latest version itself is there and there's nothing to install. So it is showing that these are the latest you have, and already in your system the latest is already installed. So nothing there to do it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you follow this document very carefully, right, one after the other, right, you will be able to upgrade the this one very aram you'll be able to upgrade. There'll not be any kind of issue you'll face it actually. Now you could see that after you upgrade it actually, what is happening is that actually, suppose you don't want to upgrade your certificate. So while upgrading with the kubeadm upgrade, right, you have to pass this option -FN certificate renewal equals false. If you do this actually, then your certificates will not be renewed, and the same certificate will be there. If you want to have still more information, go into this guide. Actually, he will give you more elaborate. So you say that Rajesh, I don't want to upgrade the certificate. It should be as it is. Only my Kubernetes should be upgraded. Then you have to say that kubeadm upgrade space -FN cert renewal is equal to false certificate. This option you have to give like this. Okay. Once you do this, now execute again this command upgrade apply. You specify the version. In my case, if it is v1.23.6, I will give this version. Once this is done, actually, then you will get this message. Now that your control, you once you run this command, you will be getting this. You could see the output of this output like this actually. Your cluster is upgraded to 1.6. Enjoy. Once it is completed, now your control plane is upgraded like that. It will give a message at the end. Okay, you can try out this lab at your home actually. Okay, so and when it comes to networking pod, I told you that manually you need to upgrade the networking pod. It will the Kubernetes upgrade will not do it. Okay, Once this is completed, then you have to come to your control node, this node, worker node or worker node. So worker node, same thing. For the other, oh sorry, for the other control pin, I'm sorry, for the other control pin, for this master node, other secondary master also, I think more or less it will be the same commands. kubeadm upgrade node, and again kubeadm upgrade apply. And then before you do all these things, you have to go into the drain mode, sir, actually. Drain mode instance, like, so here what is happening that if you execute the kubeadm, kubectl, sorry, get nodes actually. So you could see that the master and everything is running. But before you upgrade the master, you get into the drain mode. So what is the drain mode? Like you can run this command actually like this. So you can say that, okay, like this you can say. So if you do a master, you're draining to the master, and with the hyphen ignore daemon set. Okay, now you have got into your master into the drain mode. Now again execute kubectl get nodes. Now you could see that, see, scheduling is disabled. It means that it has gone to the drain mode. Now you can do all those upgrades, whatever you did, right? These all these above steps and all, you can do it. So you have to drain the node actually. Once you drain it actually, then what is happening that you can now go ahead with deploying or upgrading the kubectl and kubelet actually. So those three components, as I said earlier, you have to upgrade. This is what upgrade means. These three components only are getting upgraded. That's what here he is saying actually. So now what is happening? Same thing for the kubectl also. I'll be giving 1.23.6. Okay, and here for the kubelet also 1.23.6. If there's a 6 version, I'll be going with that 6 version. So once it is done actually, then you need to restart the kubelet actually. This is very important again. You have to restart the kubelet, as well as the daemon has to be reloaded again. Once this is done, you need to undrain it. For undraining means you have to make it come out from the drain means you have to say kubectl uncon. You have to say like this. Now here in this case, if after upgrading the master, I have to get out from this drain mode, right? I have to say kubectl uncon and specify the master. Now your master will be up and running. Now you could see that if I execute kubectl get nodes, see now it has come back to the ready state. Now it has removed this scheduling disabled, right? So you have to say kubectl uncon and specify the node. Now you have to do the worker node now. That's what it says actually. Once you see upgrading the worker node. So you have to follow the steps, sir, for the worker nodes and all. Like the same steps actually. You have to get to the drain mode, your node, and again you have to upgrade it. So it looks very simple. It's not that difficult, right? You are trying to upgrade the kubelet, kubectl, as well as kubeadm. All those things, all the story components are upgrading. This is one important thing which I told you earlier in the diagram, right? So recovering from the failure state. If suppose it is getting failed, there is no point of rolling back. That's what it says, that to recover from the bad state, you have to run the kubeadm upgrade apply force hyphen force you have to do. They would have given somewhere here that you will not be able to do a rollback actually. So here you could see that during upgrade, Kubernetes kubeadm writes the following backup under this etc Kubernetes temp. It will try to make a backup of this etc and manifest file automatically with the date and time. That's what I was trying to tell you. So automatically it will take a backup. You need not to worry. But still, as a good best practice, that you always try to upgrade it. Similarly, what happened, right? Slash var lib hcd also you need to take a backup of it actually. Okay. So that's what he has given, sir. Everything nicely. He has given this document very well. So you can go through this document and you can understand it very well. So these are the simple steps, sir. Now you know that it is very simple actually. That if somebody asks you, you have to tell whatever we discuss these points actually. Clear, sir? So are you feeling any difficulty? Nothing, right? Only you have to follow this document. Just go through it once, do it once. That is sufficient, sir. If anyone asks you any questions, now you will be able to answer any of the questions which has been asked to you on upgrade one. Right? So it's the same thing. Whatever you do an upgrade to the master node, same will follow even for the worker node also. Yes. Now there's a question comes. Some people will ask, okay, Rajesh, suppose you have a master one, master two. There are two masters are there. Okay, there are two worker nodes are there. Now you will say that, Rajesh, if you go to the real time in the company, right, you might not be having 2 or 3 nodes. You might be having 50 nodes. 50 worker nodes, worker 1, worker 2, worker 3, worker up to worker 15. Do you think that manually you'll go to each and every node and do all these steps? It is a time consuming, right? So here what happened, the automation comes to the picture. So you have to say that, sir, no, we won't do it. We have to automate it. How you do an automation? You say that basically I will use some configuration management tool like Ansible. So I'll write a playbook file to upgrade all these nodes. Or else you can even use a Terraform, or else you can even use a shell script to do this, or else we can use a Python script. So any one of this method can be used for automating the whole upgrade process. So in many of the industries, as some of you know very well, that actually to upgrade all the steps, right, for every, because there will not be only one worker node, there will be many number of worker nodes will be there. Similarly, there will not be one or two master nodes, there will be more than 3, 4, 6 or 10 master nodes will be there. In that case, what happened that you could see that many people have adopted the shell scripts to upgrade it, because they will write the beautiful shell script and they will run the scripts in each and every node for making it upgrade. Or else you will say that no, parallelly I have to upgrade it in every node. Okay, even I need not to even execute it. Only once I'll execute some playbook file, and that playbook file will try to in turn call many of the other intern playbook file which is already there in the worker node, so that parallelly all the worker nodes can also be upgraded. Then in that case you can use a Ansible. So Ansible is a very important configuration management tool, which can be used for doing this jobs actually. So this we will see. As I said, like we have to start with the Terraform later, and then we will see with the Ansible also. Clear, guys? So this is also they will ask you how you'll automate the whole process. So you could say that, so these are the 4 methods where we can, by any one of this method, you can do an upgrade in an automated fashion. Okay, sir. Till here, any doubts?
No, Rajesh.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, uh, fine. Now, okay, now it's already 11 o'clock. Can we have some more? Can we give you a time for another 20 minutes more, that so that I will cover up one more topic like Kubernetes token, or you want to cover it for tomorrow? Because we just started. It is a small topic only, but it took a lot of time for us to explain it. So this will take around 20 to half an hour. So 30 minutes it will take. What do you say? We'll cover it tomorrow.
Mm, I think you already set up, right? Again, tomorrow it will again take some time to set up everything, right?
Yes,
That,
yes. Again, it will take setup. Yes, yes.
yeah. So we will finish at least 2 topics. That would be.
Yes, yes. 2 topics will finish. That's what I would request you to stay for another
Yeah,
20 to
yeah.
half an hour. Half an hour max. That's more, not more than half an hour. Hmm?
Okay, sir. We can.
Sure, sir. Yeah, thank you. So I think hope all are agreeing, right? People doesn't have any problem, right? Both Santosh
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Harish.
sir.
Yeah, yeah,
No
no
problem.
problem.
No
We
problem, sir.
can
Okay,
continue.
thank you, guys. I'm very happy
Yes, sir.
that you, at least you are agreeing. Okay, thank you. So now, very important, sir. Now you know that. Okay, next topic is nothing but your Kubernetes. Tokens, uh, token and CA cert or CA certificate. So very important, sir, because in the many of the interviews they'll ask this question on Kubernetes about the token and the CA. Now you know very well that actually whenever I want to initialize the Kubernetes, I'll always run a command kubeadm init, right? I will run this command to initiate the master node. It means that I have to initiate it, so I have to run a kubeadm init. Correct? That's fine. Now, once you run it, you know at the end of the command output, you will get this command, right? Kubeadm join command. Like this, you will get, right? Correct? You'll get this command. Now, what you will do, you'll copy this command, go to the worker node and execute that command, and that worker node will be joined into your Kubernetes cluster. And with the kubeadm kubectl, sorry, with the kubectl get nodes, you'll be able to see that the worker has been joined your Kubernetes cluster, so that whatever the task tomorrow the master has to delegate, it can delegate into the working worker node 1, or any of the free worker node. It can delegate the task, or it can create the pod into this worker node, right? So it means that you are trying to add any of the worker node into the Kubernetes by executing this command actually, kubeadm join. If you see it carefully, there are two things are there in this, sir. One is the token. You can see that hyphen token. Fine. Okay. One is hyphen discovery token CSRT hash and specifying some big number, sir. What is this actually? This is nothing but your CSRT actually. This is the CSRT certificate. And what is this? This is nothing but a token. Clear? Oh, it means that whenever I'm joining any node, right, into cluster, I need to run this command. That is fine. But in this command, what you are doing it, you are saying kubeadm join. Okay, what is this IP address? Oh, this is the IP address of your master node, sir. The master node IP address. Okay, and your master is actually running in the port number 6443. Okay, and then you are specifying hyphen token and then specifying the token, and you are giving some option hyphen discovery something like this, blah blah blah, and here you are giving the CSRT. Oh, okay, so by giving the combination of the token as well as the CSRT with the whole thing, you are able to join this worker node into a Kubernetes cluster. Correct? So we are not worrying that much. We are just copy pasting this line, the whole command, and then we are pasting it. But how exactly it is working? Because you need to send a combination of these two, a token as well as a CSRT. Okay, good, good. It means that now the question comes. Now who is there in our like Naresh might ask. Naresh might ask Rajesh. Okay, fine. We have a token. We have a CSRT. Can I skip passing this CSRT file? I want to join my node only with the token. Is it possible? He'll ask the question. I said, yes, it is possible. It means that what with only with the help of only this line, up to this, I can make the worker node to join under the master cluster. But what happened, right? If you're missing the security or if you're missing this CSRT, it means that you're missing the security. So it means that worker node and master node can even communicate with the help of a token. But if you're not joining the node without this CSR, then even though the communication happens, there is no security in between. That means that any one person can hack in between whatever the communication. So there's no encryption is there between these two master and worker node when they are communicating each other. It means that they're plainly whatever the data has been sent, it is not it will be not in the encrypted manner. It will be in a non-encrypted manner. So anyone can hack it and they can take up the data. So that's the reason it is not advisable. So it means that whenever you want to join a node, you have to even pass the certificate also. Clear, sir? That even pass the certificate also. Now the trick comes now. Now the things comes out here. Now what I will do, I will say that, okay, Rajesh, let me do one thing, Rajesh. Suppose, Rajesh, I have forgotten this whole line. The whole token I also have forgotten. Even I have even forgotten even this no CSRT also. Is there any command to check what is a token and what is it? Yes, there is a command. What is this? The command kubeadm, okay, token list. I have to execute the command. See, if you execute the command kubeadm token list, you could see that this is the token, sir. Can you see? Can you make out this and this are matching? See, last is 8S7. See, 8S7. Okay, 23 hours. It means that how long this token will be active? It will be active up to 24 hours, sir. After that, it will get expired. See, and what it says that the default bootstrap token generated when you have did a kubeadm in it, right? During that time, it got created. Okay, this is a default. Fine. Okay, Rajesh, I got this one. What about this cert file? I want to check what this certificate. This certificate I want to check. Suppose I've forgotten. I want to just extract from what is there any command? Yes, there is a command. How to check it? So we will take a help of Google. We will go with the kubeadm token. Kubeadm token. So click on here. See, for everything this is a document, sir. You need not to worry it. Kubeadm token I get, and if I come down. Okay, here it's not there. So I'll go with the kubeadm join. Okay, let me go here and check it out. Where is the command? There's one command is open SSL. There's a command. If you check it, just interrupt me in between somewhere if you see it. Here, see. Okay, let me do this. Let me copy this whole line, sir. Copy this whole line. Execute in your master node. See, see, is it not showing you the certificate? See, last is 510. We'll compare here. 510. See, correct? And it starts with the E. It starts with E7884. See, E7884. Okay, got it, sir. So with the help of these two commands, I'm able to extract the token as well as I'm able to extract the even the CS at also. Okay. Now, now you will say that, okay, Rajesh, assume that actually, okay, I'll go with the diagram. So there's a worker one node is there also. Okay, in your system, if you execute the kube ETL get nodes, okay, worker one is there. Suppose tomorrow I'll be adding one more worker two. Okay, now you will say that, Rajesh, I'm adding one worker two. Now even I want to make this worker two also to join under the master node. Okay, fine. So I will say that please go and execute this command, sir. I'll say I will run this command, this whole line, right? I will copy it. I will run under the worker two. But you will say that no, I don't want to use the same token. I want to use some different token. That's a requirement, you'll say. So what you will do, you'll go to the Kubernetes master. What you will say, kubeadm token create. Okay. I'm trying to create a new token now. See, you have created a new token. Now you say kubeadm token list. So here, even this new token which you have created, right? SC6G0, see S6D000. It is also it'll also expire in 24 hours only. But you could see you could see the difference between this, right? This one, it is also a default one. This token was a default one which came along with your kubeadm init. But this one you have created it manually and it will expire in 23 hours. Now you will say that Santosh will ask me that, Rajesh, I don't want this to be as a 24 hours by default one. I want to only give as a 10 minutes. Okay, let me don't think. kubeadm token create -fn ttl and I will set 10 minutes tm 10 minutes. See, one more new token has been created. What is the age of this token? Again, kubeadm token list. Now you could see that it is only the 10 minutes. It means that 9 minutes are. After 9 minutes, this token will be invalid. You cannot use this token anywhere. Clear, sir? Now you will say that. Now what you will say that, Rajesh, I don't want to. It should never get here. At least it is 24 hours is there. After 24 hours, these tokens will expire. But you will say that my token should never get expired. So how to do that? So I'll say kubeadm token create -fnttl. I'll just pass it as a 0. Now one more new token is created. Fine. But if you see that token, execute kubeadm token list. Now you could see that this token VYJ, right? See, what is the expiry time? TTL forever. So this token will never expire now. Okay, fine. Now you will say that, Rajesh, my requirement is that this worker node 2 should be able to join, but it should not use the older ticket. It should use the newly created token. So I have given this token number, right? 9 minutes, right? Can I copy this token? Okay, let me don't think. Can I copy it? Okay, let me don't think, sir. Let me take the whole copy of this line and let me paste it over here. But here, what is happening? I don't want to use this token, sir. I want to use this token actually. Okay, I want to use this token. Okay, I think even 7 I have to remove. Okay, see this new token. So what I will do, I'll again copy it, everything, copy it. So before copying it, what I will do, I will not be creating one more worker node 2. The same worker node 1 I'll be doing, but in here what I'll do, I'll say kubeadm reset. It is already a part of your cluster, right? So I will reset it. Similarly, I'll go to your master node and what I will do, kubectl get node is there. So what I will do, I have to delete this worker node. I will say kubectl delete node worker -1. See, I have removed this node. Okay. Now master is there. So here also the reset has happened now, right? Now what I will do, I will try to copy this, because this kubeadm join I am using with the new token now. Copy this, and here you could see that we can paste this line. See, you are able to make the join the node. Clear, sir? Now again you come over here. Now you say kubectl get node. Now you could see that worker node has joined. It is still not in ready state. Okay, now it will come into the ready state. See. So now the question. So now what is happening? With the help of a new token, you are able to join a node into the cluster. Okay, now the question comes. So I have to ask you a question to you guys now, all of you, that why we are using this actually? Why we are doing this? Anything, any hint or do any answers from your end?
Authentication, security
Yes,
purpose.
authentication, security purpose. Okay, yeah, good thing, security purpose. Like for example, suppose assume that you have worker 1, worker 2. They are using this token. Okay, they are using on some project, in some project, this two node. See, if there is a Kubernetes cluster is there, right, sir? It is not like only one project is running, right? It can run several different projects, right? It's not like only one project is always running. Suppose I have some project is there. Suppose like some ordering project is there. Okay, that project is running. I have some coding project. That project is running. So assume that there are two more worker nodes are there. Worker node 3 and worker node 4 is there. So these two worker node, worker 2 are working on the ordering project. This worker 3 and worker 4 are running onto the coding projects. Now what is happening that I want to differentiate between these nodes. How we will do? These two worker nodes, I will make it to join in one of the token. Okay. And these two nodes, I will separately make it join into using some other new token, right? In that way, you are actually bifurcating these two nodes. It means that these two worker 1 node, worker 2 node, it cannot actually communicate with these two nodes actually. So it means that you are actually bifurcating now. See, you are creating a division here. So this is one of the security purpose. You have to say that. That's the reason you have to use a different tokens. So this is one of the intro question what they will ask, sir. Okay. Now that is one thing. Now earlier I already had told you that. Okay, Rajesh, you said that, Rajesh, I don't know to use this. CSRT actually. I don't know to use it. Can I skip it? This CSRT. Yes, you can skip it. How to skip it actually? How to skip it? So if you go to the documentation, here you come here. They would have given it actually that they would have given some command over here. It's kubeadm discover. Okay. Here you could see the token base without CSN. See, -FN discover token. Yeah, this command you can use. Like for example, same thing, sir. You have to do again the same step. Kubeadm reset. Same thing I have to do again. Here also I have to go here. kubectl delete node and say worker 1. So I have removed it. kubectl get node. It's not there. Here also I have reset it. Now what you have to do that you have to go to this document, copy this, come over here, and then what you have to do that I don't think I'll again copy the same line. I'm sorry. I will copy this line. Copy this line, convert that down, paste it over here. Okay, remove this line. Oh, I don't know to use this one. If I have discovery token CA, basically I don't know to use this. I have to only use the token only. Only this token I have to use it, but you don't know to use that hash. So I have to just pass this -FN discover. You are skipping it actually. You're skipping. So this one you copy it like this. So why I'm showing that even this is also possible. If they ask an interview that without the certificate, CA certificate, with only with the token, can I add a node to a running to a cluster? You can do yes, but you have to say that there is no security, so it is not advisable. See, it has been added. Now come back here. You say kubeadm get node. See, you're able to add the worker node also, even without the CA cert. See, now it comes to ready state. Is it clear, sir? Right? So in the documentation itself, you are getting everything, sir. You need not to worry it. Everything in the Kubernetes official documents, they have given it. Only you should have a patience to read it. That's all. So I went through all this, the documentation. I found it very useful actually. Okay. So is it clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, okay. Now what is happening is that actually that, see, one more thing, what is happening is that, see, for example, now whenever you have a master node and you have a worker node, now whenever you want to make the worker node join to the master node, you run this command. We know very well kubeadm join, and we specify the whole line, right? Now what is exactly happening over here? When you're running this command, what is happening that actually when you run that command kubeadm join, what the worker will do, worker will go and it will communicate with the API server of your master. It will go on, it will communicate with your API server. Do you agree with me? It will go to the API server. Now, what will happen, right? By default, whenever any worker node or any node, if it's want to join the cluster, it will execute this command, right? It will execute the command. What that command will do, as soon as you do kubeadm join, you are actually sending a request to the API server to ask him to make this worker node to join to the cluster. What this API server will do, sir? It will API server. It will try to check. Okay, this worker node is passing this certificate. This start passing this certificate, as well as he's passing this token. It will do a matching. So API server itself will maintain those certificate. It matches. Yes, the certificate is getting matched. Then what happens? The API server will allow this worker one node to get added into the master cluster. Correct, right? Do you agree with me what I'm saying? That means that when you're doing a kubeadm join, you are passing the certificate as a token. What API server in turn will do, it will check it in its own local cache that whether this token as well as the CA certificate is actually correct or not. Yes, it is correct. Then it is allowing the worker one node to add into to the master cluster. But now assume that actually suppose like I will give this the whole command. I'll give to one of my friend actually. He will also what I will do. He will also create a one of the node in your AWS cloud, and he will also install all kubeadm CTL, kubeadm kubectl kubelet, everything. He will install it, and finally he will execute that command. He will also able to join the node, right? And he'll also get to know what are the master it is doing, right? So there is really a critical there is a no security gap here is there, right? So if anyone knows the certificate as well as the token, right, he can aram se get added to the master node, right? So that should not happen, right, in the real scenario. So either what you will do that, okay, either what you will do, Rajesh, you will say that, okay, do one thing, Rajesh, just to keep doing the changes of this token. Okay, that is fine. You can change the tokens by doing a kubeadm token create. But what happened already? Which are the nodes which are already been added? No, they'll get disturbed, right? Because you keep changing the tokens, right? Now the second option will say that, okay, Rajesh, you install your own certification or certificate itself. Okay, that is also fine. But what is happening is that actually that why your master node by default it is allowing it get to added, even though you're passing the proper certificate as well as the token, still API server should not allow it to auto approve. It means that automatically it should not allow. It means that whenever any worker node is actually getting added, it is sending a request. Your API server or your master node should not allow it to do auto approve. It should not do it. So it means that you have to manually operate. It means that the Kubernetes administrator, he has to first check, oh, whether this worker one, worker two, worker three, there are the valid worker nodes or not, and then only he should allow it to he should allow it to get approved. So what happened, right? Auto approval. What I'm saying that it should not happen into the master node. Suppose some node will come and he will pass the same value kubeadm join, and he cannot join it like that. So you have to disable the auto approval process. So that is one of the interview questions. So suppose in interview they ask that how you can avoid the security kind of a thing when if somebody will execute the command kubeadm join. If how you can avoid, you have to say, sir, in the master node you have to disable the auto approval. It means that once it disables, once what happened, right? Once you are getting the request, then you need to wait for it. So how we can check it out? To disable the auto approval, what you have to do that in the same document, you have one command. kubectl delete control role binding kubeadm auto approve bootstrap. See, here they're given it very clearly. Copy this command, go to your master node, just run this command. Now you have disabled it. Fine. Now what you will do? Okay, Rajesh, I'll do one thing. I'll execute the kubeadm reset up. You'll do. See, reset.
Rajesh, one quick question here.
Yeah.
So basically, like this is a public, right? Public environment, we are able to access everything we are doing. So generally, I mean, in the real world, like there are so
Hmm.
many network related stuff will be there,
Hmm.
right? So we
Hmm.
cannot add anything to the master node, right? So this is
I didn't get your question. I didn't get your question properly. Yeah.
my question is, so you are telling it is able to auto boot of any, if anybody has the certification and the token has there,
If suppose somebody is given this whole command itself, sir, this whole command.
but so it is a public IP, right? This one is public IP, you mean to say?
No, no,
That
sir. Yeah, sir. What is happening is that actually, suppose assume that you see this all these cluster nodes. See, these cluster nodes are into the Northern Virginia, into this
okay,
region. The
okay,
same region, one more guy will create his own node actually.
okay.
If it falls under the same subnet and he is not part of the Kubernetes node, can he create one VM and can he run this command?
Yes, possible.
It's possible, right? There's a possibility actually. So in
Hmm.
that case, what you have to do means you should disable the auto approval in the master node itself actually. See, all this times what I'm doing that simply I'm running this command kubeadm join, right? I'm executing it, the master is allowing it happily.
It's correct.
Yeah, now what happened? I have disabled with this command. Now, so now what is happening that see, okay, you have disabled it. Now you have resetted it, the kubeadm reset. Okay, fine. Now what I will do that, and also you will delete it also. The kubectl delete node worker hyphen one. Okay, just I've deleted it. Kubectl get node. So now only master is there. Okay. Now if you, there's one more command, sir. Kubectl kubectl sorry, kubectl get csr. Now if you execute this command, it will show you that how many number of times your master has accepted or approved it. See, you could see that I have executed the kubeadm join 4 times, right? Kubeadm join, right? It has 4 times it has accepted it, approved, 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 right? Now what I will do, what you can see here that now you have disabled it, sir. You have disabled the auto upload by executing this command. Do you agree with me? You have disabled it. See, kubectl delete. Now what you will do, you'll go back to again to the worker node. I'll do one thing, same thing. I will copy it, copy the older only. I will do it. I will copy this. I'll copy it. See, again I'll copy it. See, I'll go to the worker node. See, now see, waiting for the kubelet to perform TLS bootstrapping. See, it has halted here itself. Now go back here into the master node. See, get CSR. See, there's one request has come, but it is in a pending state. Okay, some node is trying to connect to me. Oh, Kubernetes administrator will come to know. Okay, let me see, sir. What is this CSR? This is some CSR number ID. So I'll do one thing. Kubectl get or describe CSR and specify this ID. Okay, CSR space specify this ID. See, you will get to know. Okay, some with the name worker one. Oh, he is actually trying to join my node. Oh, you'll get to know some information about this. Okay, oh, I know him, man. Okay, very well. Okay, we can add him. Like that, you will get to know when you describe it. Now, what you will do that you will go to Google how to approve it actually. You go to the Google here. If you come down, you could see that kubectl certificate approved. Okay, copy this whole command. Copy this. Go to the master and give the CSR, sir. This one, this CSR. See, now you have approved it. Now, if you see kubectl get CSR, now you could see that you approved it. Now you go to the worker node. See, now it will also get joined. Now, see, now it has got joined. Clear? Now if you execute the kubectl get nodes, now you could see that it has been added now. So it will come to this. Is it clear, sir? Very easy, right? So you have
Yes.
to only run these two commands. That's all, sir. You have to only know these two things. One is this one, and one is this one. Roughly, you can say to the interviewer, sir, there is one command kubectl delete cluster role binding auto approval bootstrapping. You are deleting it. That's what I am running the command. And after that, whenever any new request come, how to upload kubectl certificate approves and specify that CSR number. Only the simple two things you have to tell to the interviewer. That's all. He will understand that you know very well.
Okay. There's one question.
Yes, sir.
So, how how can we know like whether it is auto approval like we are disabled, right? Which state it is there? Auto approve stage is there or disabled stage is there?
Yeah. That I will tell you, sir. I will tell you how it is actually. In the next session, I will tell you how you can make it out actually. Okay, there are few things are there, sir. For example, like I will tell you in the next class, sir, because
Okay.
that is the topic which I'll be covering in this class. Now, what is happening that you're having a master and a worker node. Now, whenever you are running any, you have to create any pod or you want to create any job, right? Always master those pods will not by default will run in the master. It'll always delegate or it'll also always make it run in the worker only. But how you can actually make sure how you are making out that only it is running in the worker node or why not in the master it can create a pod. So there is one tented flag is assigned to the master node. With the tented flag, it understands that pod should not be created under the master. It should always be created under the worker node like that. Similarly, like that also, we have one flag setting saying that actually like always actually what is happening that whether it has to do an auto approval or whether it has to disable, there is a flag setting is there. That I will tell you in the next class. So with that, you will understand, okay, with this flag setting, it will understand that it has to do auto approval or it has to disable the auto approval like that.
Okay, Rajesh. Got it.
Yeah. So that's what. So I think, sir, today we have covered. Yeah, one more thing. Yeah. Sorry, I think I'm missing one more thing here. If you go to the document, I will tell you one more thing. Turning off the public access config mark. This is next. I will tell you. Where is it, sir? I saw one more, sir. Very important things. File or HTTP based access are very important. Now, what is happening is that suppose some worker 2 will come. He will say that okay, I want to join to the master node. So what the worker will do, 2 will say, sir, please give me the whole command, sir. kubeadm join this blah 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 token and the certificate. Please give me the whole line, command line, sir. Now you will say that why I have to give to you, man? I don't want to even share this whole command also to you. What he will say that I will give a file, I will give you a path of the file. You please execute it from the path itself. Or else what happened that this whole certificate and all right, you have kept in a master node itself. Through the HTTP, can you actually get an approval? Right? For example, you say that Rajesh, your file, it is there. This whole config file, it is there in your master. In some other node, it will be there. I don't want to share this whole stuff to you, sir. kubeadm join this token, and I don't want to share it because I have to give to you the token as a certificate. You might share this to anyone, right? I don't want to even give you this also. In that case, what is happening that you have to place the whole configuration you have to place under your any one of the node, either in master. Just you tell him to execute this command like this actually. This HTTPS, using HTTPS, you are remotely you're trying to connect it. Say remote HTTPS URL. So this is very, very important. So this they'll ask in interview. Suppose I want to join any node actually, but I don't want to share this whole command itself. What you will do? Sir, using you can place the configuration file in some node like in master only, and with the help of a kubeadm join --- discover -file using HTTPS protocol only, we'll be able to. We are giving the complete URL itself. So when you're doing when you know the complete path of the file in the as a URL, right? Then the kubeadm will understand that okay, you are the right person. You can join to the node actually. So it will allow you to join that node. So it means that here in the worker node 2, you have to only give this whole command like this actually. You need not to give any token or you need not to give any certificates like that. Clear, sir? So this is very important, sir. If they ask an interview, you have to tell this actually.
Okay. So
Clear, sir?
Rajesh, so this file contains the entire thing, right? That particular line you mean to say?
Yes, that particular line, yes.
Yeah. So that file contains kubectl. That join entire line will be there, token and
Yes,
certificate.
entire line will be there in the file.conf. Yes.
Okay. So whenever you run, it will be referred that file and then it will give
Yes, it will refer to that file and it will. I mean, yeah, the approval process will go on. If it is auto upload, it will auto upload. If it is not uploaded, it will go to the pending state where again master has to approve it again.
Got it.
Yes, like that. So is it clear, sir?
Yes,
I hope
Rajesh.
everyone got the point, right? Whatever I told today. I'm sorry, today I was a little faster, but you know that there are so many things are there to cover. That's what I was very fast today.
No, it is. I mean, it is not that much. Not slow, not fast, medium.
Yeah, but the whole thing you got the understood. Now what happened? If suppose somebody is having a doubt, they have to practice this. Please refer to this video and just see it whatever I'm doing, so that you will get. You do only once, sir. Once you do the practice, you'll learn everything.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, fine, sir. Like I think I can. Somebody can stop the session.
Yes.
Sure. Just to click on the stop. Actually, Naresh, you can do it.
Yes, sir, I am doing.
Yeah, I also click that and stop.
Okay. I think. Ashish has left. Some people had joined. Okay. Fine. I'll do one thing. I'll close this session, sir. I will close this auto. It'll auto save the video.
Okay, but
Okay.
yeah, okay, sir.
Okay. Fine, guys. Chalo, thank you all. Thanks for joining. And tomorrow I will let you know.
Thank you, sir.
Tomorrow.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Good night. Good night. Bye.
Good night.